Welcome to today's lecture. Today we are going to learn anti-IgE therapy. We are going to discuss introduction, indication, mechanism of action of omalizumab, dose and administration, and adverse effects of omalizumab. Introduction. Immunoglobulin E plays a central role in the pathogenesis of allergic diseases, including asthma. IgE is produced by B lymphocytes under the direction of cytokines interleukin 4, interleukin 13, which are produced by T helper type 2 cells. B lymphocytes mature into plasma cells that secrete allergen-specific IgE, which circulates and binds to high-affinity receptors on the surface of mast cells, basophils, and other cells. When allergen binds to IgE molecule on mast cells, results in activation of these cells and a release of preformed mediators such as histamine and prostaglandins, leukotrienes, which results in bronchoconstriction and allergic inflammation. IgE plays predominant role in type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Next, omalizumab. Omalizumab is a recombinant humanized IgG1 monoclonal antibody directed against IgE to inhibit the immune response to allergen exposure. Here, omalizumab is directed against the binding site of IgE for the high affinity receptor. Omalizumab is the only available anti-IgE therapy in use. Indications and patient selection. Patient's age should be more than 6 years. Moderate to severe persistent asthma. Asthma symptoms that are inadequately controlled with inhaled corticosteroids. A total serum IgE level between 30 to 700 international units per ml. And allergic sensitization demonstrated by positive skin testing or in vitro testing for allergen-specific IgE to an allergen. Next, mechanism of action of omalizumab. Omalizumab binds to the third constant domain of the IgE heavy chain. Thus, omalizumab forms complex with free IgE and prevents its interaction with both high and low affinity receptors on mast cells, basophils, and other cell types. The omalizumab IgE complex are subsequently cleared by the hepatic reticuloendothelial system. Let me explain mechanism of action of omalizumab. In this image, you can see mast cells in the presence of omalizumab and in the absence of omalizumab. This is the mast cell. The green one is IgE, blue one is allergen, and this yellow one is high affinity IgE receptor, and the red one is omalizumab, and these are cell bound IgE. Here omalizumab binds free IgE in the serum, forming trimer and hexamer. This is the trimer and this is the hexamer. And omalizumab binds to IgE at the same site that the high affinity IgE receptor binds. This is the site on IgE where the high affinity IgE receptor binds. Now the IgE and omalizumab forms a complex. This complex cannot bind its receptors on mast cells and basophils. And omalizumab does not bind IgE that is already bound to high affinity receptors on mast cells, so should not result in cross-linking of receptors. As a result of binding of free IgE, the number of IgE receptors on the surface of mast cells and basophils declines over time. In this image you can see there are numerous high affinity IgE receptors on mast cells, and in this image you can see only few high affinity IgE receptors on mast cells. This is because there is no free IgE to bind these receptors, results in decline in number of IgE receptors on the surface of mast cells and basophils, which is believed to be critical component of the clinical effect of the drug. Pre-treatment testing. These are the tests should be done prior to initiation of omalizumab. Total serum IgE levels, sensitization to perennial aeroallergen like house dust mite, animal dander, molds, cockroaches must be demonstrated by positive skin testing and in vitro specific serum IgE testing and pulmonary function test includes baseline FEV1 and peak flow. Next, dosing and administration. For the treatment of asthma, the dose of omalizumab is 0.016 mg per kg per international units per ml of IgE per month. Dose range from 150 to 375 mg injected subcutaneously every 2 to 4 weeks. Therapy should not be initiated during acute exacerbation of asthma, and therapy should not be self-administered or administered outside of medical setting due to the risk of anaphylaxis. And peak serum concentration is reached in 7 to 10 days. A maximum amount of 150 mg should be administered at a single injection site to avoid local reactions. And the half-life of drug is 1 to 4 weeks after subcutaneous administration. Home administration of omalizumab. In United States, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the US FDA granted temporary approval for home administration for patients with asthma. Selection criteria for home administration: no prior history of anaphylaxis, successful administration of 3 separate doses of omalizumab in the hospital, ability to follow the prescribed dosing regimen and utilize proper injection technique for omalizumab. Time to effect. A minimum 12 weeks of treatment is needed to determine the efficacy of anti-IgE therapy for asthma. Monitoring therapy. No specific laboratory tests are suggested for monitoring patients who are responding clinically to anti-IgE therapy. Anti-IgE therapy in other diseases. We can use anti-IgE therapy in chronic spontaneous urticaria, allergic rhinitis, non-allergic asthma, protective during allergen immunotherapy and desensitization, atopic dermatitis, mast cell activation disorder, and food allergy. Adverse effects of omalizumab. The adverse effects are hypersensitivity reactions like anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis may occur after any dose. That's why omalizumab should be administered under medical supervision. And other adverse effects are urticaria, injection site reaction, serum sickness. Omalizumab in pregnancy and lactation. The initiation of omalizumab in pregnant women is not recommended. If woman becomes pregnant while receiving omalizumab, it is suggested that therapy can be continued if benefits are estimated to outweigh the potential harms. Next, other novel strategies to reduce IgE. Here we have high affinity anti-IgE like ligelizumab and cytokine modulators. Here IgE synthesis can be suppressed by inhibition of the cytokines interleukin 4 and interleukin 13, which are needed for class switching. And IgE production is also inhibited by cytokines interferon gamma and interleukin 12. Next, recommendations for clinicians prescribing omalizumab. These are the recommendations given by Joint Task Force of American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology and the American College of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology. The recommendations are: obtain informed consent from the patient after discussing risk, benefits and alternatives to omalizumab therapy, and educate the patient about signs, symptoms and treatment of anaphylaxis. Assess the patient's interim health status and pulmonary function prior to each injection.
prescribe an epinephrine auto-injector and instruct how and when to use it, and observe the patient for 2 hours after each of the first 3 injections and for 30 minutes after each subsequent injection. And reference up to date. Thank you.